All right. Okay. Today I am again with Mr. Laphel. Um. So I have
Thanks
a.
for inviting me, by the
All
way.
right. Hey,
Thank you
thanks.
for inviting me.
Hey.
Nice room.
No,
Nice room.
it was a very nice room.
Yeah.
For all those who are wondering why we're tucked in this kind of situation is because we are in Laphel's room for the M5 World Championship, as he is part of the English casters.
Yeah. Lafel slash Mirko. We're sharing a room.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's not here right now.
Yeah. I'm also glad that he's not here
Yeah.
right now.
Such a kid.
Yeah. It's very. I would say it's very
He's
messy.
he's playing around the playground right now. I don't know what's up. It's like 10:35,
Yeah.
and he's playing on the swings and stuff. But he can do
Yeah.
whatever he want.
Yeah, I'm increase your volume because I
Sure,
think
sure.
so the people will your volume fine?
Got it. Got it. Yeah. I'm,
Oh,
I'm good. I'm good.
all right. Yeah, yeah. There it is. Okay, in this episode of the 8G podcast, we are going to be featuring Lafel. Although, like because when I did Gideon and that sounded so wrong. When I did Gideon and Mirko,
All right. Yeah. I get.
yeah.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah.
When I did Gideon and Mirko, we started with their life story. I'm gonna do it the reverse way for you because
Okay.
I love you that much. What we're gonna, yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Analyst, bro. Analyst, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We started that. Okay, wait. Anyways, we're gonna go straight into a different topic for
Sure.
Lafel, which is all about his. I would say one thing that impressed me really about you is we were talking so much about improving the strength of the region when it comes to like
Yeah.
competitive
Yeah.
play, and it's the way. I say that this is like a surprise or whatsoever or anything that's it's extraordinary because you are a caster.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
in the eyes of the viewers, that's all they know that you are a caster. What you don't know, people, is that Lafel actually was part of the the pro scene in
Yeah,
general.
I was a coach slash analyst kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah. Can you tell us a little bit of a background about that?
Sure. So honestly, that's kind of how I got into the industry in the first place. Analysis on the Facebook page. That's when I first met Daddyhood.
Yeah.
During that
Would you
time,
mind like yeah.
yeah, during that time we were like not
Yeah.
really into the scene as much. Long story short, we got acquainted there, and then one of the players called Fredo. He asked me to be the coach for their team. During that time, it was in the MPL standings. It was called Team Boskur. They were number 8.
Mm.
They were number 8 out of 10, so it was really not good. And my first trial was for the Sea Games, the Sea Games selection. Sea Games selection,
2019.
we were number 8, but during that Sea Games selection, even the champions Geek Fam entered, and we were able to beat them, and we became Malaysia's representative. So that's kind of how I became a coach for the Malaysia team, going to the Sea Games in Philippines, managed
Yeah.
to get bronze, and
Yeah.
obviously, people had no expectations for us because we're the number 8 team. People thought Geek Fam were trolling. People thought all the other teams were not taking this seriously. So they're like, oh, you know what? RIP, GG, Malaysia's not going to do anything. And then we got third. And then after that, then that's where people started taking me a little bit more seriously.
Yeah. That's quite trippy if you think about it because you were 8th seed and then you defeated like a Geek Fam. So
Yeah.
the Geek Fam's name back then was kind of they're
Yeah.
I
During,
guess
during,
noisy. I
during that
guess.
time, it was MPL Malaysia Season 3.
Yeah.
Zorn was there.
Yeah.
Dominus and all. Like,
Yeah.
the roster was pretty stacked. Legit, we had no idea we were gonna be able to beat them,
Yeah.
but thank goodness we did.
Yeah. Interesting the light. I'm so dark. But then again, it doesn't matter. This is a podcast. You're in here for the audio.
Yeah.
So yeah, please bear with me if I'm too dark. Yeah. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So yeah, Zorn was there. I love that guy. I mean, like learning about him and learning about what his mindset was. I think it's quite that's a rare breed that we know of. And okay, so you were part of the coaching staff of Southeast Asian Games, and he legitimately was there for the Southeast Asian Games.
I was.
I wasn't able to meet you because I think during Southeast Asian Games of 2019, I was actually assigned to Dota 2. And
Okay.
you were playing. This is gonna sound trippy, but these guys were playing in an arena, flying
Yeah.
the arena, right?
Yeah.
So that's the arena, and there were no casters in the venue. No casters in the venue. No caster voices in the venue
Yeah.
as well. Because I believe that Southeast Asian Games, what their idea was, it was an Olympic event. So
Yeah, because I'm
yeah,
trying to remember. I think it was some kind of a basketball
yeah,
court or
it's a
something.
basketball
Yeah,
court.
yeah.
Yes, but because it's the first time that esports was part of the Southeast Asian Games. Now, we are. I don't know how many kilometers away, but we are 2 hours ride away.
Wait, really?
Yeah, as the casters, they call it like a, I forgot the term. I think tube, something tube.
Uh huh.
Basically, where all of the casters and all of the sports commentators are in one building, which is 2 hours away,
Okay.
and we were doing remote like casting slash commentating, because apparently like they don't want in Southeast Asian games like analysts or commentators in
Not
that building.
not gonna lie. If I remember correctly, it was my first tournament that I'm
Yeah.
there as a coach, and I didn't know it was that strict. Like,
Yeah.
for example, like the Malaysian team, we had a player that likes to wear a cap,
Yeah.
and because of branding or sponsor or anything like that, you
Yeah.
cannot bring it in. And if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, the craziest thing is there was one drink.
Yeah.
The drink was the sponsor, and even that drink cannot enter
That's
the venue.
right. That's right.
Like it was
Yep.
so strict to that point. It's like,
Yep.
so I believe you when you say like, oh, they didn't allow analysts
Yeah.
or casters and such to be there.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like watching the Southeast Asian Games again in a different country, and then going to the Asian Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, federation events, like sports events, they're very strict. That's why
Very strict,
Yeah,
yeah.
very strict. That's why that happened. So yeah, we were far away, and then so I never got the chance to meet the players. In fact, because I was 2 hours away and didn't see you, obviously. But he's there, and I believe that you were there during the photo op, anyways.
Yes, yes, yes. Which is very nice. Which is why I kind of feel like the Philippines is one of the best hosts for Southeast Asia games because for the other regions, not to talk down on them or anything, but during my time, even the coach, analyst, and all was given a medal.
Yeah.
And then we were able to go up with the team and then take
Yeah.
pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Other SEA games after that, you're not allowed to
Yeah,
do
you're
that.
not-
And
that's
I'm
right.
like, I was lucky that I came when Philippines was hosting so that I could get that medal.
Yeah, and that meant that you have a proof.
Yeah, I have proof.
There's an
the
actual
thing,
proof.
the thing is, whenever I talk, people always think I'm joking. But it's
Yeah.
like, hey, dude, I got the medal.
Yeah, you got the medal, you got the picture. Yeah, look it up, guys. And that was the start of. You're telling me that that's the start of your coaching
I would say it's the start of my competitive passion.
competitive passion.
Yeah,
right?
not just for
Yeah.
as a coach, as a caster, as a region thing, as a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay. Did you ever feel like as a coach, especially because you already represented the country, do you feel a stronger attachment to your region, your country?
Definitely.
Yeah. So you become more of a patriot yourself because of that.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's like during that time I was new. No one
Yeah.
taught me anything because during those times there was no such thing as an MLBB coach in Malaysia, and I was
Yeah.
one of the first that actually was able to get an achievement out of it. And after that, yes, I do feel like I have some sense of pride
Yeah.
for every single Malaysian player especially because during those times, Malaysia was considered as a strong-ish region. Like we were, like it was in conversation with
Yeah.
Indonesia, Philippines, and all.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, seeing Malaysia drop quite badly, I would say it does affect me definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing that we know for sure about Malaysia is that it's not a pushover region. I think that we started to get really, I guess, feel bad about Malaysia. Was it M3? Or maybe not. Actually, you know what? I think the start was SEA Games 2021.
Yes, when
Yeah.
we didn't get a medal.
That's right. So
Yeah, Singapore got a medal.
yeah, that's trippy because I
Funny thing as well, remember when we got a silver medal? I was part of the selection committee. So like the
Right.
first time I was there as a coach, second
Yeah.
time I wasn't involved at all. Third time I helped selected the players, which had a little bit of controversy there, but we got a medal, so people didn't say much
Yeah.
about it.
Okay, so let's slowly get into that
Sure.
timeline. All right. So 2022,
Mm-hmm.
which is technically that's still SEA Games 2021.
Yeah.
Like technicalities aside, Um so that's the thing. And then I believe that what happened was Seoul just played Dairoth or something.
Mm-hmm.
They found out something about the metagame, and they got third place, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And we were having a lot of like good stuff for the region, because I think for at least for M3 happened before that, and in
Yeah.
M3 you guys got your
I
second best region, right, or third best?
No, no, no. So if I'm not mistaken, during M1, Toda got third.
Yeah,
During M2, maybe they got six or something, and then M3 they got a little bit worse. They got like eight and nine, if I'm not mistaken.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, so SG was
Yeah. SG was number four.
right. I was thinking a different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
Because if I'm not mistaken, M3 NA was the second best
exactly,
region. Yeah,
exactly.
NA was the second best region.
Because Philippines, NA, and then Singapore.
I think there was another region before Singapore. Because I think
Oh,
Singapore is number four. What was number
what
three?
was the number? Yeah, well, you have a phone there because I'm using my phone. Yeah, you can check it out. But anyways, the point is, like, after whatever happened with M2, you expect Malaysia.
Yeah.
Well, I think because of the divide between like MY and SG when they decided to like separate the
Yep.
regions. Obviously we don't have like the best expectations first because they should be developing as a team,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the biggest heartbreak was definitely Southeast Asian Games 2021 slash 2022. It happened in 2022 because
Mm-hmm.
of the fact that you didn't get a medal. And that's when people were starting like, okay, well, MY might be an overrated region, or
Yeah.
already the comments were pretty bad. Now,
It
fast
was.
forward, I think after that it was now M4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Was it
What was it?
after C Games, then MSC? MSC, do you remember what place you got in MSC 2022?
The recent one here.
2022.
2022.
Yeah. Man, I could
If I'm not mistaken, 2021 or 2022, Toda
let me see.
got
Todak, because Todak eliminated Onyx. You remember that MSC? So
I do.
were you able
Third?
to third third because
If I'm not mistaken, third.
yeah, because you guys were Orange was the team, right? And Orange was taken down by Omega.
Yeah, I have to. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. I'm just
He's
looking at
checking.
M3. Oh yeah. So PH. Oh, SG is the fourth place. Yeah, so SG
Yeah.
is the third best region during
Third best
M3.
region.
Yeah,
Then what's okay?
yeah. NA was BTK.
That's
they
right.
Were, they were
That's
third
right.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember EVOS SG as fourth place, but as
Yeah.
region third place. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now, M4. What was the at least MSC? You have Orange
Mm-hmm.
and Min and Man. I
Yeah.
remember they were that was their. I guess
It was that iteration of Orange. Orange
Yeah.
had a lot of changes.
that's right.
Throughout
The
the time.
one the Min and Man connection, which made waves,
Mm-hmm.
and the disappointment came through the Southeast Asian games, right? So
Yeah.
that's a thing. And then M4 happens. Do you remember what place for M4?
I remembered where Toda started at the upper bracket,
Yeah.
lost, immediately went to the low bracket,
Yeah.
immediately lost.
Yeah.
Same with Team Hawk.
Team Hawk, that's right.
Yeah,
Because
same.
that was when the
It was 8-9.
yeah,
8-9.
that was when the Wolf Curse happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we can start now talking about this because M4 there were decent expectations from Malaysian teams, but I do feel that they are very strong then. However, like you have other strong regions as well. Like Philippines, they have like Echo as well as Blacklist, pretty strong. Indonesia started to have like Filipino imports as well,
Yeah.
which also increased their chances.
Mhm.
Because I mean, like, if we're just talking about disappointments, Indonesia had a more disappointing run in
Yeah.
M3, right? So understandably so. So what am I getting at here? After M4, I remember you posting a very long post
Yeah.
and a very heartwarming one because I read all throughout that and on Facebook. The summary of it is you personally wanted to win,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I
And you
did.
want the region to win.
Yeah, at least be competitive
At least be
because I kind of
competitive.
feel like I want to get back to the place where it's in the conversation with Philippines and
Yeah,
Indonesia. Like, if not win, at least competitive enough
yeah,
because there's still a sense of pride in losing with glory, I guess.
that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, like getting fourth place at least, and
Yeah.
then yeah, that's
I would say the thing that stings me the most is we start off very good during
yeah, right, right.
and then it's just a slow decline.
Yeah,
Which is if it's like a heartbeat going up and down, like I
yeah,
can accept that. But
yeah,
we've just been going down. So I kind of feel like that really hurts the most. This is like a ladder, but a inverted ladder.
yeah, like a slope,
Yeah,
maybe.
like a
Yeah,
slope
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
a slippery slope. And so that's what happened. And then people were, you had your theories back then, and
Mm-hmm.
if I remember something about boot camps or boot camping in some.
Yeah.
Um, if, out of interest, can Malaysia players queue up against Indonesian players?
Based on like the region, I don't think we can anymore. There
Yeah,
was once upon a
I
time.
think yeah.
Up until MPL season, perhaps 3 or 4, we
Yeah,
can queue up with Indonesia, but nowadays no. It's just Malaysia.
that's right. All right.
I don't think we can even really queue up with Singaporeans. It's
Not
like
anymore, but before you used to
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's kind
Yeah.
of like it's like if we say you're in Singapore and I'm in Malaysia and we're just in the same lobby, we can play, but there's gonna be a noticeable ping.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. So that brings me to some of the theories. Do you even recall like what you came up with after that post that you've had? Like what was the reception of the Malaysian?
Meaning,
Yeah.
what did I thought during the time or my
Yeah, yeah.
findings after that?
Your findings basically? What were your findings after that? Because I think a lot of people chimed in. A lot of people gave their comments.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I would say it's a lot of different factors, and the craziest thing is that in terms of the general reasoning, I would say it's more mental, where to the point
mental.
where it's like you get very hyped up early on, but then you lose your drive. Quite a lot of Malaysians that I see that happening. So, for example, MPL, say week 1 to week 2, very hyped during those times.
Yeah,
It's like one of their better runs,
yeah.
and then they just slowly fall into
A spiral, perhaps.
it's like a no, it's like a lack of caringness. It's like I want to be careful with how I phrase this. It's like they want to win, but it's not consistent.
Yeah,
Their desire to win is not the same every single week. There are weeks where they're like, it's okay, we
yeah,
can take it easy. They're that's why this season I introduced for the teams to be like having this taunt kind of culture where it's
yeah,
like taunt but in a funny way, not in a very
yeah.
toxic way, to the point where it's like when you win, it's like you have to win every single game so that you are safe from getting taunted.
Got
So
it, got it.
during that time, I do see some improvement from other teams that their motivation is more consistent rather than going up and down.
Yeah, I get it, and I think
I mean, there are other things, but that's funnily enough one of the things that I observed that I
yeah,
feel like shouldn't be. The other things is like their discipline, their understanding of the meta, and their unableness to adapt to a certain thing. So, for example, when Filipino coaches came in,
yeah,
not a lot of play styles that they brought to us we can execute.
yeah,
So it ended up okay. Malaysians do their style, and it's the coaches that's kind of like refining it, or it's
yeah,
like okay, this is your thing. I'm just gonna make sure you're disciplined in it.
yeah. I gotta say though, with regards to this, yeah, lack of motivation or not caring enough. I think I've seen teams, players
Yeah.
specifically have that, but they come in waves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, you can definitely see from a team that one player badly wants to win it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You can feel it. You
Yeah.
can see how they want to do it. And then there will be players that are like, I want to win. I will try my best to win, but I'm not that all in.
Yeah.
Right. So, for
It's like if I
example,
lose now, I can win later, kind of thing.
exactly. I've experienced handling Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie is he's a different breed because
Yeah.
he wants to win and he's gonna do everything in
Yeah.
order to win. There was a time where when you can see that from Dilar, for example.
Mm-hmm.
There were times like you can see like Jay, I have handled these players, but you will see them sometimes have that kind of mood where this week it kind of feels like he doesn't want to win. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like
It's like
he's not well driven to
yeah.
win. It's like you can see it. It's hard to describe, but you can see it in person where. For example, Kyrie will right after the game will go to another lobby just to
Mm-hmm.
stretch his hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people, Kyrie will go until what 5 a.m., 4 a.m. to just play, right? And what he'll do is he even will not play with his teammates because he wants to play with other people because he knows that his teammates will just troll him or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that
Mm-hmm.
happens. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not saying that Kyrie's teammates back then were trolls. It's just that
Understand.
he doesn't want to risk it, something
Yeah.
like that. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
risk it because he wants to play with.
Like he's a tryhard during
He's
that
a
time.
tryhard basically. He wants to play with tryhards too.
Yeah. Tryhards.
Right, which
Yeah.
is outside of yeah. So that's just one example. There will be more examples, but what I'm trying to get at here is that you know that a player or a team
Mm-hmm.
wants to win. They have the drive
Yeah.
to win. So there's that. Now, if you're saying that that's what your findings were, that's very hard to fix, though.
It's like
Yeah,
the Malaysian scene, as hard as it is for it to admit, but some people their goal is the MPL, and that's not the goal. That's the starting point,
yeah,
right? MSC, M Series, Snapdragon Pro Series, and all those
Yeah.
kind of things. Those are the ones that you want to hit. So, for example, people from the tier 2 scene, the moment they get into MPL, they're like,
Yeah.
"Yo, bro, I made it.
yeah,
I'm the shit. I'm strong. You
Yeah.
know. Now I'm getting money from all of these organizations and everything like that. I made it. I'm good. And then
Yeah.
after that, their drive just disappeared. They got a girlfriend, and then all of a sudden, their focus is all over the place.
yeah,
And that's why I kind of feel like part of the problem that made it so that in MPL is not super competitive. It's like, okay, Todak is strong.
yeah,
Now, at least now, Homeboys has gotten strong. RG has gotten strong. But there are some teams that I would say the owners don't have that much experience dealing with kids starting to get into this working environment, and then they don't know how to handle it.
That's right. And I've been reading this book. It's called Relentless, and I think maybe I'm not saying this, but
Sure.
maybe I'm not saying this is absolute. This is just from the stories, but maybe Malaysia MPL they don't have the quote unquote the what was it called the cleaners. They don't have cleaners. So there's thing like coolers, closers,
Okay.
cleaners.
All
Right.
right.
So basically, it's just about drive. The first level is you want to win games. That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
But you're fine. But you're fine losing. Like you're not gonna do the extra mile. Closers are like they're gonna make the winning plays
Okay.
because they're good at it. But they don't. But they're gonna be satisfied winning. They're gonna be satisfied winning because they made a good play.
Yeah.
The cleaners, they're not satisfied at all by just winning the thing.
Yeah.
Their satisfaction comes from winning the entire MPL.
Yeah.
Then, once they get that, they want more.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop craving for more no matter what.
Yeah.
And even if they get one championship, they're not gonna stop.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
And that can be applied in a micro level where, let's just say, Kyrie, for example, he's gonna be satisfied playing the Fanny. All right, fine, that's it, done. I'm good at it. But then he's gonna learn Lance out, and he's gonna be good at it.
Okay.
There was a time where Kyrie didn't want to play the utility junglers like your Barretts or your
Yeah.
guys. And
Baxias
season
and
9,
stuff,
Baksha, season 9, that happened season 9, and they didn't win. But right after that, he learned all these utility
Yeah.
junglers. And then season 10 in MPL ID was good at it. He's
Mm-hmm.
actually good at it. He knows how to use that because he's not satisfied with whatever happened with season 9, now season 10, right? So it's Coach Yeb is a coach with that kind of mentality as well.
Okay.
He's not satisfied with winning just this tournament or like just learning this. He wants to go for more, right? So it's like you are relentlessly not satisfied with whatever you're getting. So you
Yeah.
want more,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know if you can agree with me on that, but that's one thing that's what I gathered from what you said. Like you guys need people who are satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Always.
say in Malaysia, the one that has clear obsession like that is Chiku. He's never satisfied.
Yeah.
Winning MPL is like, yeah, I don't care. I want more.
Yeah.
And then he's the one that's pushing everyone to the
Yeah.
point where people are starting to call him toxic. But I'm like, that's not toxic. He's
Hey.
just pushing you guys.
That's the second part of what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
These people hate them.
Yeah. People. Yeah.
People hate
Yeah.
them because they are. People will easily hate them because they don't understand that drive.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. No. Legit.
And it's easy. For example, if you see Coach Yeb, it's easy to not like what he's doing or hate him, but for normal people, but for people who understand the job
Yeah.
and as a with the same winning mentality as him,
Yeah.
they will understand. Typically, like your Dwayne Wade's, your I don't know if you're familiar with basketball. Actually, are you? Familiar?
Basketball, not that
Yeah.
much. No.
So anyway, you probably know Michael Jordan at least. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all
Yeah.
the Dwayne Wade. Those people, they are, they're not the nicest people around.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I'm not thought being an asshole is
No,
it's a
it's-
different thing. you know?
Honestly, I kind of feel like there's a different side to it
that's
as
a
well.
different side. Yeah.
Because in a way, I kind of have that mentality as well, and it's a very lonely road. That's what I can say. Like
it's true.
walking in this path, you won't have too many friends, but it's a sacrifice that you have to make. Kind
I
of.
agree. Man, I wish I could name names here, but I can see like I can very remember one player like that. It's like uh it was definitely a lonely road where
Yeah.
you're but
It's like you have.
they were
friends,
successful,
yeah,
but yeah, you have friends, but it's like
it's necessary friends. Like at least for me, it's
Yeah.
like work friends,
Yeah.
but no one that really gets you when work is not happening.
yeah. It's like that. But if you find someone with the same drive, let's just say you and I together, we know what it takes to win.
Yeah.
We know what it
Yeah.
takes to be a good analyst.
Yeah.
And I respect your grind, you respect mine.
Yeah.
I think Midnight and I that we share that same
Respect.
respect, but we never really talked about it. But I
Yeah.
kind of think like, okay, yeah, when he sees me, being part of professional teams, doing this, doing that, doing my stats, he knows okay,
Yeah, because
that's what it takes.
because basically we know what's the real deal and
Yeah.
what's just for show,
That's right.
right? So it's kind of like I don't have to say it, you don't have to say it. Just looking at you, I know you're the real
Yeah.
deal. Good on you. You just walk on your own road. I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk on my own road.
Yeah, and to all of those who are listening right now, I don't know what you feel about that because we're talking about like sacrifices. We're not saying that it's justified to be an asshole.
Yeah.
But most of the talented players, they won't be your best friends during that moment, right? So what I'm saying is, a team that if they're friends with each other, that's great. But sometimes when you guys get too close and you're
Yeah.
too much of the friendship is there, sometimes it destroys the team in a way that you are gonna win, you're gonna get what, second
Yeah,
place, third
yeah, yeah.
place, we want to be consistent champions. What I notice is consistent champions, they aren't necessarily the best of friends, but they become friends after the fact.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like it's a necessary evil.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for people that has felt that they are the best and everything like that, they will come at a crossroad.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to win, but in order for me to win, there's something that I must do. There's something that I must say. I may not like it, but it's a necessary evil. For
Yeah.
example, is like Chico and Moon. They're very close friends.
Yeah.
But if Chico makes a mistake, Moon has to say it. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, why did you go in for that fight? You know that's 80% you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna use more rude words to make sure that it sticks to their head, right?
Yep.
But it's like normally people are like, dude, just relax.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
your friendship more important? But
That's right.
at that point, it's like, no, winning is more important.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that people don't talk about that much. But if you want to be the best, there's some necessary evils that you have to do.
That's right. If it means like not being there for
Holidays,
holidays,
family,
family,
girlfriend,
it's just
yeah.
yeah.
Wife.
That's just the reality of it,
Yeah.
right? You cannot. We-
And I would say it separates those that are the best and not the best
Yeah.
is who is willing to make those sacrifices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
Like you're grinding here. Not everyone is able to commit to this.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
legit. It's like that's why I respect your grind, and whenever I'm grinding, you respect my grind, just
Yeah.
because we know it's like
Exactly.
this person is sacrificing something. We're
Yep.
not gonna say it out loud, but we're just like, I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yeah. And that's why I felt like whatever you did after M4 was very special. Like, why would Laphel, a shoutcaster, very comfortable at his job, he
If I stayed in my lane, it's all good.
exactly. If you stay,
Yeah.
and you can even be like the best
Yeah.
caster from Malaysia,
Yeah.
and still you wouldn't need to care, but you did because you care so much about the Malaysian scene, right? And in a way, of course, like if Malaysia prospers, you prosper as well. But it's not like literally a direct, thing.
I would say right now though, it's that I want to help out the teams,
Yeah,
but there are some teams that I feel like is not really willing to accept that help. If you catch
Yeah.
my drift, some are very willing because I was asking for the app thingy. Homeboys was
Yeah.
completely okay with it. Other teams, at least they looked at it. Other teams, they
Yeah.
don't even want to look at it and everything like that. So it's like I want to respect the coaches because I don't
Yeah.
want them to feel like I'm teaching them how to do their job.
yeah,
So I would say my help in the professional scene, it's mostly homeboys as well as RSG that
Yeah.
are close enough to be like, okay, we
Yeah.
hear you and everything like that. So I shifted my attention for the grassroots. Where
Nice.
the,
That's
the,
nice.
the latest thing is I was teaching kids that were like 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds, that kind of thing. Because I feel
Yeah.
like at least there I can make a little bit of an impact.
yeah. Which after you did what you did, would you think that some teams have applied whatever you did?
No, it's one of those things. That's why I say it's like the first 2 weeks they feel motivated, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they're like, "Is this sustainable? Does it even really matter? Maybe not. Let's just scrap it." That kind of thing. So it's one of those things where I do have an attitude that I don't know if it's considered as toxic, but if I'm reaching and you're not grabbing, I'm not gonna continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if
Which
like
it's fair to you.
yeah,
though.
it's like I want to try to help,
Yeah.
but the moment you show this interest, I'm like, I can read the room. I understand.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah. I see. So
I still will push though, especially after
Yeah.
this loss. Especially with homeboys, because I feel like that's where Malaysians are mostly very disappointed with. I will try to help them wherever I can, but
Yep.
it's also up to them how much they allow me to help.
Yeah. So now, I think what happened after M4 was we also had I really enjoyed that time. Back in January, this is something you guys probably
Yeah.
know, but Laphel and I were talking a lot about stuff. We were sharing all our ideas. There was that app that I made that I showed them, and I completely understood why that deal didn't push through because there wasn't any proof of it yet.
Yeah.
Actually, there was no proof of the effectiveness of
Yeah.
the application.
And I would say people didn't want to learn basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's very much understandable, and I think that eventually, it's not just about the app; it's just about like making the extra steps. So, what extra steps Homeboys took, if I'm not mistaken, is you were able to get a coach from
Yeah.
the Philippines,
Deal.
the Dale. Then the tournament ran. Who won MPL MY season 11?
It was Toda. Toda, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Toda number 1, SMG number 2, and Homeboys number 3.
Here's the thing that I noticed with the MPLMY, which is this was before season 12, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the reason why there's no elevation when it comes to skill is mainly because Todak is able to win a game,
Yeah.
win a championship
Yeah,
by just instincts.
exactly. No, legit. That's what we've been saying as well. We're like, Toda is allowed to troll because they can do that and they can still win.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And I mean, with all due fairness and with all due respect to all of the Malaysian community, that is not healthy.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. When you look back,
That was the time where Chiku gave a very bold statement that I agree with. And then that created a spark in the Malaysian community. It was
Yeah.
like, what do you guys want us to do? You guys aren't strong enough to challenge us, so we're gonna do whatever we want.
Yeah,
So that's part of people like, oh, you're getting in your head, but technically, what he's saying
he's
is
right.
true. In ranked games, it's not that challenging.
Yeah.
During MPL, it's like they could do whatever they want. They could bring in Mia, they could
Yeah.
bring in Layla, and they still win.
Yeah. So that kind of mentality stopped in MPL season in the Philippines at least.
Okay.
In season 3, they got
Oh,
they,
very early.
very the season 4. I think season 3 was instinctual. The way that Archangel won was instinctual. But there were already like there was already the application of coaching because Coach Panda was the for me at least, he was the pioneer of a coach that actually developed a system for
Okay,
them. So
okay.
he had a intricate system back then that involves like drafting and like preparing like 51 scenarios for the draft, something like that. He
Okay.
had that magic notebook. Then season 4 was different because that was when it's not just about being good, it's now about rotations now. Like Onyx and Sunsparks, that rivalry was great because they have rotations that kind of counter each other, and they're trying to
Okay.
they're trying to develop the rotation so that okay, this time I'm going to defeat you, this time I'm going to defeat you. That's why
It is
was
a chess match.
it was a very long chess match
Yeah.
that I think went on for maybe 3 seasons after. So what I'm getting at here is that people in the Philippines started to devise ways to actually win games. There's a system
Yeah.
already that's in check. And so I hope that I don't get hate from the Malaysian community already additional because I think that the reason why it's not improving is because Toda keeps on winning because of instincts.
Yeah.
That's why.
Here's one other problem that I just came to my head that
Yeah.
I've experienced this before, and I have no idea how to fix.
Okay.
There was a team in M5, Malaysian team, and they told me they had this problem, which is basically during scrim, during training, everything like that. The coach already said, "Okay, we're gonna do this, blah blah." They got a game plan.
Yeah.
Start of draft, empty. They
Okay.
completely forgot about everything.
Why?
Is it a Malaysian thing? Because even since Bosco is like, okay, I told them, okay, this is gonna be the rotation at this
Yeah.
point of the game. You're gonna lose this because of the draft, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. So this is the formation. This is how you counter it.
Yeah.
And then they always forget.
Yeah. I see.
And then up until now, I'm like, okay, that was like 2019. Now it's like 2023.
Yeah.
So a lot of years have gone by, and now a team that is even in M5, not a team that didn't qualify for M5, they got into M5. SMG. Anyways, yeah, it's SMG. SMG.
Is it fine to like? I won't edit that out, right? I don't
No,
need
it's
to.
fine. It's fine.
All
It's
right,
fine. It's
all right.
fine. Because I feel like this is a good thing to discuss openly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like other, even like casual players, they might have this problem. For example, it's like when I use Lancelot, I start with first skill. Sometimes they might start with second skill. They're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. For Malaysian, that is also one of the things. Whatever we practice, whatever we train, whatever, okay, dot here, do this. Once in game, completely forget. Once you
Man.
hear the draft, doom, doom, doom. Wait, coach, what are we supposed to do again? Yeah.
That's very difficult to fix.
Right?
But I do
Like, I don't know how to fix that.
yeah. I think it's about discipline. Maybe
Like muscle memory at that point?
no, not really. You cannot rely on muscle memory. Like I said, that's instinctual. Muscle memory is
Okay, sure.
instinctual. You can't have that. Somebody has to slap you in the the hand. Not literally.
Yeah,
but,
I know, yeah.
you have to understand the psychology of learning, right? And okay, so let's just say
Sure.
the habits. So basically, what you're saying is like the it's a bad habit,
Yeah.
right? And the general rule of developing good habits and removing bad habits is all about immediate and urgent reaction to it, be it a reward or a punishment,
Yeah.
right? For example, I don't know what bad habit you have, but for example, you are I don't know, smoking perhaps,
Sure,
or
sure.
whatever, or
I don't
gym.
smoke, by the way, but
Yeah.
let's go with smoking.
All right, something. Let's go with gym. Working
Gym.
out. Let's go
All
with
right.
working out. Right. If you don't get the people that go to the gym don't have an immediate like response. Like if you go to the gym, for example, you don't get fit like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
day.
Yeah, you need to wait like 3 months or
That's what,
something. Yeah.
that's where that's why going to the gym is difficult for most people because the response is not immediate.
Yeah.
Let's just say that you for example maybe but the point is if you get immediate results that habit sticks, and that's equally true for bad habits.
Yeah.
If you get immediately punished because of your bad habit, that bad habit you are going to be wired to remove that bad habit. So
Gotcha.
if you're saying that
So
that
we're not strict enough.
that's what I'm getting at,
Yeah.
but that that will that's not the end of it. There has to be a punishment at any level. Because that's the thing that's what. Okay, here's the thing with that I'm gonna share with you,
Sure.
and I'm not sure if Coach Eb will be happy about this,
Okay.
but in order for Coach Eb to discipline his team to fix their laundry, fix their clothes, basically,
Okay, sure.
if he sees someone that did not properly like keep his
Shirt, yeah.
clothes, he's gonna throw it to the trash can. And he did it for Onic PH and Onic Indo.
Oh,
And you know
okay,
what
that's
happened
cool.
afterwards? People start fixing their clothes.
Yeah. Makes
Right.
sense. Makes sense.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I'm not sure if Coach Eb, I'm sorry that I shared that, but for the
But that's
sake
good
of
info. That's good info.
that's the thing, right?
No, I feel like that's a good example to share because
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to strictness and everything like that, people don't know what's the level, right?
Yeah.
For example, it's like, oh, you okay? Say I'm a roamer and I accidentally took the purple buff, right? And then my punishment is, I don't know, I don't get to shower that morning or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
Right? It's not that.
But
It's not that big of a deal, right?
yeah.
It should be something that has an impact.
That's something that has
Because
an
some
impact.
people might have too much empathy. It's like he's just a kid.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
couldn't like do it that something that harsh or something. Yeah,
But then again, I mean, like, you cannot. It has to be
It's a fine
within
balance.
reason.
It's a fine
It has
balance.
to be. The balance should be fine. Has to be within reason. Like so, whatever example I did with Coach Eb, that's just the one example. But if you're talking me about like if you're forgetting the draft, if you're forgetting the first rotation,
yeah.
and you punish your team by
Shooting them.
no, not like that.
Oh, okay,
But
fine.
typically, what happens is, yeah, typically what happens is you talk like, "Hey, next time we're gonna do this."
Yeah,
That's not enough.
yeah,
And if the punishment is eventually losing the entire season because you're not disciplined
Mm-hmm.
enough, you're not gonna feel the gravity of that during that moment because you have to wait for it for a long
yeah.
time.
It's not instant.
It's not instant. That's what I'm saying. Like reward and punishment for
This is
habit
very
building.
interesting for me, by the way. Very interesting. For
Yeah,
me.
I think what you just said told me is it's just bad habits
Yeah.
for the teams, and it's because the people in that team is not matured enough to understand that this punishment and this reward is for developing habits. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, the teams that have become champions, they have good habits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have the better habits compared to other teams. That's why M3 you can see that Blacklist International won from the lower bracket because they have better habits controlling the Lord.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They do. They do.
That's why Echo was better because they have better habits at the early game. Actually, people don't know, but the early game of Echo was the reason why they were winning because of their very strict
Yeah,
habit.
I would say it's like Echo's habits force Blacklist into an uncomfortable situation.
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
they just basically just ruin their tempo. It's like
Exactly.
we've been trained to do A, B, and C,
Exactly.
but now we're directly at D. What are we
Yeah.
supposed to do? Yeah,
That's right. And then that goes specifically for Blacklist, for example. The reason why they were able to develop this was because everybody was they have all of them have good
Yeah.
habits, including the coaches. Coaches, statsmen, they will not stop grinding and looking for this
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was their habit. It was their good habit that they learn and they constantly improve. You're looking at VYs, for example, that
Yeah.
duo. I believe I heard that even those two, the royalty, they receive criticism. They're not. What I'm trying to say is that they're not immune to
Yeah,
criticism from
they're
the
not
coach.
untouchable.
They're not untouchable. Even Bonchan is not untouchable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Um,
I would say the only team that I've seen some form of how do I say this? So, for example, I went to the boot camp of Homeboys one time, and I believe their assistant coach was late. Not the coach, not the players. Their assistant coach was late. It was going into the second match of their scrim. It was Daddyhood, the one that enforced some kind of punishment.
yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like,
So did
okay,
he learn afterwards? Did he remove that habit?
I didn't come to the what you
Yeah,
call it.
there is
So
a-
I don't know because
Yeah.
I haven't come.
Yeah.
But I was there looking at how he handled it, and I'm like, I hope you listen because Daddy was one of those guys that he looks amazing, like when you're face to face with him. But behind closed doors, he doesn't mess around. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he will hold your hand. It's like, why were you late? You know you're not supposed to
Oh.
be late, right?
I see. I see.
Right?
Yeah, but
Yeah. That kind of thing.
that kind of thing is more of a leadership style
Yeah.
already. Like there's no good formula for it actually. Like
understand.
whatever I just said.
Everyone has their own way of
don't
doing
think,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some teams will be super harsh.
Yeah, because I
Some,
feel like judging by some of the comments from the coaches as well,
yeah.
it's like they feel like they cannot be harsh to the players because the players don't even respect them in the first place.
That's a totally different thing.
Yeah, but that's also like now we
Yeah.
keep on talking. Now we're starting to see layers.
Yeah.
Not all the teams, of course. I would say the more not performing teams, like higher ups, like RSG,
Yeah.
Homeboys, all these kind of things, you don't hear those kind of
For
problems. But I would say every single team, even the 10th place team, shouldn't have that problem for everyone to
Yeah.
grow, you know?
Yeah. Respect is that's the thing with players that I learned, right? Respect for a coach.
Yeah.
So difficult to gain. And
Exactly.
so easy to lose.
Exactly.
So difficult to gain, so easy to
During
lose.
my time, no one respected me because what do I have?
Yeah.
Before the SEA Games thingy.
But let me tell you a story because Coach Eb, when he went to Onic, he was 0-13 in Signal Ultra season 7.
Okay.
Nobody, why would you respect that guy?
Yeah.
But he made a lasting impression in his first meeting with Onic Philippines in season 8 that
Okay.
gathered the attention of the people. And
Alright.
he proved it by actually, he the way that he talks, and I guess he was telling the right stuff basically.
Okay. Okay.
But also because the Onic PH season 8 players were matured enough to understand that this is the case, right? So it goes both ways. But when it comes to respect, right? I think that that's also one thing that you have to develop in the
Yeah,
region.
yeah.
Like the coaches should be respectable at the same time. The players should give the benefit
Yeah.
of the
Benefit of the
stuff,
doubt,
benefit
yeah.
of the doubt, whatever. That's a completely different thing. And how do you even like gain the respect of the players, right? If you um, for coaches, if you show up in time
Yeah.
all the time, if you actually follow the rules that you set,
Yeah. You should you
you-
should get the respect, yeah.
constantly show that you're doing this and you're doing this, and if whatever you're teaching them is actually true, that is when you gain the respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult thing to do. Now, another thing that I wanted to also share, this was part of the podcast that I had with Boss Rada, which was I forget operations manager of Blacklist back in their M3 during their era. He's the head of esports or something like that. He told me a story about like he's just a warrior, I think, grandmaster rank, but a very low
what?
rank.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
What he told his team is that in order for the entirety of the squad to earn his respect is what he did was I'm not gonna be technical about the game. So
Okay.
he did not give any comment about the gameplay of the team, but he related all of he was in charge of the outside of the game aspect for it, the development of the players. So what am I getting at here? If you want to gain the respect of players, don't try to be an expert in a field where you're not
An
good
expert.
at.
Yeah.
You're not expert. Don't because they know that you're lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, what we were talking about just now, we know that you're the real deal or you're just all show.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, don't fake it.
Yeah.
Right? People see through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, yeah. I don't know why we got to that part actually.
No, I kind of feel like this is. I feel like the. Now I feel like I'm the host. And then
Yeah,
you're the
that's
host.
what the
Yeah.
hell. All right. Yeah, it's a two-way street. Wait, what were we getting at again? So M3, right? M3.
Oh, we're so far away from that
So-
topic, buddy. We're
Oh,
so far
M4,
away from that
M4.
topic.
So
Yeah.
M4, we did the thing, and
Yeah, we
then-
were talking about. Basically,
Because-
this is the kind of conversations we've been having. Yeah.
that's right. So what happened was, you guys failed at MSC.
MSC, yeah.
Yeah, that was also another heartbreak.
I would say during that time, we figured out a specific one for Toda. And Toda is one of those teams that is kind of unapproachable, I would say.
What do you mean by that? Unapproachable by who?
So, for example, when you want to talk with the players or anything like that, you have to go through management.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's good in a way that protects the player. But for example, if I'm gonna talk to you and you're the player,
Yeah.
and then having conversations like, oh, if we're gonna have this kind of conversation, I need to talk to my manager first
Yeah.
to see if it's okay by him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I understand the system, but at the same time, it does create difficulty to. Okay, either ways, one of the problems that we've been able to observe with Toda,
Yep.
they do well in long competitions. They do very bad in short competitions, and the reason why is because in a longer competition, they're always going to be able to find a way, or they're able to understand what's the problem.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
In a short competition like MSC,
Yeah.
where you lose today and you're gonna play again tomorrow, they're arguing more than finding the solution. So kind of like with them, they have to let it out of their system, calm down. Okay, after all that we shouted out yesterday,
Yeah.
this is the problems and this is how we're gonna fix it. But in a short burst, it's not enough time
Got
because
it. Got it.
they don't have a coach that can filter all of these
That's right.
things and ask the players, all right, you shut up, you shut up, you shut up. This is the situation.
Yep.
And part of the reason is because Chico's a hothead. And in a way, he's almost deserving of that kind of personality just because he's been leading the team for a very long time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, coaches try to go in. It's one of those situations where you lie in your resume. And Chico is very quick to smell out bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
you don't know what you're talking about, so you're just going to be on stage. I'm going to be the one doing the work.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No shade towards Chico. Of course, he's an amazing person if you
Yeah.
get to know him, but he really wants to win. Like
Yeah.
he's the hungriest guy in Malaysia, and
Yeah.
he will do those kind of things to filter out. If you're not gonna help, then don't.
Yeah, that's a very Kobe Bryant kind of
Yeah.
mentality, a Jordan kind of mentality. But the thing is, yeah, you absolutely need a coach for that. I
Yeah.
mean, here's the thing, right? When you told me that the Todak or Malaysian teams would rather argue first than solve the problem,
Yeah.
what I gather from that is you're not good at identifying errors. You're not good at identifying the source of the problem.
Yeah.
I've worked with a team. I'm not gonna name the team for
Sure.
now. Maybe find out about it in episode 100 of this.
All right.
Yeah. So, we were losing, but we know, the reason why we lost.
Okay.
So we never had to spend time blaming
Okay.
because we know the reason why we lost.
And say the person that made the mistake, he just took it. Then.
It's not even a person
Oh,
mistake; it's a
really?
team mistake.
Oh, okay.
It's very nitpicky. You
So
just
is it like a macro thing?
yeah, basically like the way that you how do I say this? What I remember is after taking the turtle,
Yeah.
they don't necessarily secure their jungle first.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
So what happened was, come turtle number 3, the enemy, it was a Kyver's Fredrin, if I'm not mistaken. The enemy Fredrin was, it was a Fredrin. So it's very simple, right? Very simple. Winning the first 2 turtles, but wasn't able to secure the jungle meant that the Fredrin, come turtle number 3, had 1 level ahead of the Akai, and then it was snowball out of that.
Got it. Yeah.
Very simple. All we have to do after getting the turtle, win or lose, let's secure a jungle,
Yeah.
and then we won after that. The same heroes,
Yeah. Okay.
something like that. Or so what am I getting at? You have to be good at identifying your errors.
Yeah. And I feel like that's where the coach is needed. But
Exactly. Because like you said, you painted that picture perfectly well. Shut up, listen to this guy. This is where we're wrong.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Listen to
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
This is what we need to do.
Yeah. I would say we don't have that. We don't have that much in Malaysia when it comes
Yeah.
to coaches, because you're either strict or you're clever, but you're never both at the same time,
Yeah, but okay, I understand.
right? So for example, it's like, okay, shut up. This is the problem, and then people are like, we shut up, yes, but that's not the problem. Or it's like, ano, ito, this is the,
Yeah.
So it's like you're either the smart one or the angry one, but you're never both at
Yeah.
the same time.
Well, I gotta say though.
I mean, like there are exceptions, like pubs and stuff, but
Yeah.
we don't have a plethora of coaches. That's why we've been importing them for quite a bit.
yeah, but yeah, you guys have to be patient about it because your coach yebs, your bon chance, your tic tacs, it will not come instantly.
Yeah,
And I gotta say, like or your pandas, right? There has to be a mutual. There has to be competition. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say between the coaches. And I think that the reason why there are good coaches in the Philippines is because it was a competition from the start. And I gotta say, all of the successful coaches,
yeah,
they not literally battle against each other, but they badly want to win over the other
yeah. I got
to
it.
a certain degree that they're willing to do all this stuff, but be reasonable about it. So they're constantly developing all these systems. They're constantly learning all this stuff. Again, lack of satisfaction. That is what makes a good,
Yeah.
player.
Let me just say, I've gone to the point I've considered to stop casting, just so that I could try coaching again. I feel like I will have a slow start,
Yeah.
but I feel like eventually I will get there.
Hey, I support this.
Yeah, but it's like I'm the kind of guy that goes all in.
Yeah.
If I'm casting, I'm just casting.
Yeah.
If I'm coaching, I'm just coaching.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, I need a good reason for me to be like, okay, give me one or two seasons being under your coach,
Yeah.
and then after that, if you want me to take over, by that time I should be good. I don't know. It's one of those things in my head
Yeah.
where it's like, it's not that I hate casting. It's definitely not that. I love the craft,
Yeah.
but I really want to win. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, I want to be the one pushing you guys to get the win,
Yeah, but I'm excited for that. I don't know. I'm happy that you share. This podcast is stonks, bro. Thank you for
Yeah.
saying that here, because
It's something that I don't tell people, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
in my head for a long time.
yeah, this is therapy.
Ever since M4, I think.
Yeah, man. I mean, since we're at the topic, I mean, I would-
It's whatever,
No,
right?
I-
Yeah.
No, I mean, I myself I'm considering that, because the thing is, I don't know if it's okay to share it here, but the thing is, like, come on, man. If we failed at coaching, we can probably just get back to casting.
Yeah.
But but just don't fail horribly, man.
Yeah,
the
because
fail-
your reputation is on the line.
The
Yeah.
reputation is on
Yeah.
that. I mean, if my what I'm, maybe you didn't ask for my advice, but what I'm gonna say about that is, just don't lose badly, man.
Yeah.
Just
I get it. I get it. No, I get it.
yeah, and don't make a. But I understand why you're thinking that way.
Yeah.
Because you badly want to win. You love Malaysia so much.
Like, I don't show my competitive side because people know me as the funny guy, but deep down,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that you don't show to other people, but it's burning up inside of you. Every single time Malaysia teams loses and everything like that, and I like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I mean, for Malaysia, that's
Because
what you need more of those kind of people.
No, even for our MPL,
Yeah.
I push everyone to make sure that even if we don't do well competitively, at least our league, the graphics or whatever like that,
Right.
we're competitive.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I have to be the necessary evil. You're new, camera
Yeah.
guy is new, graphic guy is new. It's like, I understand you're new, but we
Yeah.
have a standard, and you have to get to that standard.
Yeah.
New casters come in. It's like, this is fun. And I want you to have fun. But at the same time, you have to take this seriously. Learn the hero names, learn the meta, because I put the knowledge of the casters in MPL Malaysia is that you have to be the same as the coaches.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the level I put it. It's like if you don't like it, guess
Yeah.
what? Other people want your job, which is harsh. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. I just want to win, or at least I just want to be competitive. You know?
That's right. And yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. That yeah, winners, they're people might not love you
Yeah.
if they really know you like in person.
Yeah.
They might hate you. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Because of your work ethic, because
Yeah.
of how obsessed
yeah,
you are.
Yeah.
Mature people will, and
Yeah.
winners also. Like, let's just say that
If we have the same drive,
if you have the same
we
drive,
understand.
yeah, that's the
That's
thing.
okay.
So, I guess if you're listening to this, I do hope, and I'm asking for your opinion, because for me, people, how do you say it, glorify the kind people.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not the word is not kind, but people like the funny, approachable, wholesome people,
Yeah. Exactly.
and
Yeah.
easily hate on people that are well driven. What's the best example? Maybe I guess there was a time where a lot of people didn't like what Caltizi is doing. Oh, this is basic. People in the Philippines don't like. For some reason, they kind of crucify Coach Yeb recently.
By the way, also another
Yeah.
example I think is good. Mobazine.
Yeah, okay, a perfect
Mobazine.
example. Good example.
Mobazine.
All right. So let's talk about Mobazine, for example. Compared to anyone, his passion is actually that
Dude,
super high.
He pushed NA to new heights.
Exactly.
There's a stark difference when he's in the team and not in the team representing World Series.
That's right. And
M3 number dude.
yeah, exactly. People will easily love like wholesome people and crucify. Like I said, the
Yeah.
people are straight with their words.
Yeah.
Obsessed, But that's the dark part of competition.
Yeah.
That's I've read in a book where you have to have a dark side and use that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can be an asshole to people, though. That's a completely different
That's
thing.
not what this podcast is. This
Exactly.
podcast is about understanding that the world is not black and white.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
very different shades of
Yeah.
gray.
But I mean, people who are obsessed generally are not the kindest people. Yeah, for sure they're gonna be assholes for a little bit.
It's
But
like they will try to be nice
Yeah.
as much as they can, but
Yeah.
you will find times where
Yeah.
they cannot hold
you
in their
nailed it.
niceness. Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. That's how
Dude,
it is.
I'm trying to balance this two out.
yeah.
Like people see me like being very kind and everything,
Yeah.
but there are times where I just like the
Yeah.
darkness is a little bit too much.
Exactly. Like that's a thing. I remember myself, like when I'm so focused, nobody can talk to me.
Yeah.
You turn off the air conditioning for a bit, and I'm gonna be like all riled up.
Yeah.
There was when I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
If because of you, my coffee will be late just for whatever reason, man, I'm gonna unload.
Yeah.
But I'm not like that in other
Like
moments.
usually we're just nice. We're just
Yeah,
normal
we're-
people.
we're nice.
but once we decided we want to win,
Exactly.
don't delay that.
Yeah. Baloyski, for example, his weakness. I'm sorry, Baloy, that I've thought about this, but Baloyski needs sleep, proper amount of sleep, That's part of his
Understandable.
regimen.
Understandable.
right? And if you disturb him because of that, man, what are you doing? Why would you even do that, right?
Yeah.
So you now as a coach, you understand what brings your team into that zone, and you adjust around it. Right?
Yeah.
If you have a player that needs 8 hours of sleep, make sure that the other players don't have an extra alarm or whatever. If you want to
understand,
go
yeah.
to that point where you need to put him in a different room just for that, do it, because that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And people will like think of you as a diva or whatever. But if that brings you to the zone and that brings you the wins, that's what it takes.
I like that kind of mentality. I
Yeah.
like it. Maybe because, again, I want to win. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I like that no matter what, no matter how ridiculous it
Yeah.
sounds. Like, oh, I cannot eat rice.
Yeah.
If you become M5 champion, dude, I'm giving you pasta, chicken,
Yeah.
beef. I don't care.
Yeah. But of course, it's not beyond reason,
Yeah, of
right?
course, of
You have
course.
to be like, but I don't think that there is. Yeah, winners aren't divas like that.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
they don't request something without a very
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
reason
Exactly.
behind it. Yeah,
Exactly. It's there's usually a reason behind it. But if you are, but now, I guess there will be times where it will come to a point where it will affect the team dynamic. Where, for example, players like players will say, "I don't want to play with this kind of guy." I don't know if
yeah.
is that something that happens in Malaysia?
Not too much,
Not
not
too
too
much.
much,
Yeah.
but I do believe it does exist.
Yeah. With that kind of
Because before this, the most famous one that I remember is that Chico and Zorn don't want to work together.
yeah.
Like Chico's the best in his field, Zorn is the best in his field, but they just refuse to work with each other,
I see.
which is preventing Zorn to go into Todak for the longest time.
Yeah. And wow, thank you for this podcast is stonks, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing the information. But then, that's a team decision. That's just one example. But what I feel about this is, um, it's up to the coach and the management to fix that.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately,
I would say to understand it and then fix it.
yeah, exactly. Why did it happen, right?
Because
If
I
it's
feel like part of the problem is some of the players they might not even understand it.
yeah. If it's unfixable, then unfortunately I gotta have to draw the line between like,
Yeah.
okay, do we keep the other guy, keep the other guy?
This is why in Malaysia, even though I don't necessarily feel that way, but a lot of the community is basically telling all the teams, "Oh, you guys are having a big case of cronyism."
What?
So favoritism, basically.
Ah,
Yeah, favoritism, meaning like it's
Yeah,
obvious this player is a problem, but you guys refuse to take him out.
yeah.
I would say the biggest one is actually for Moon. People keep requesting because they're saying Moon mechanically hasn't been great.
Okay,
Which this is a very interesting study case.
yeah,
Even I personally agree that in terms of mechanical skill, a lot of mid laners were way better than Moon.
okay,
The moment Moon stepped out of the starting roster, Todat fell to pieces. Even though they have a more mechanically sound player,
yeah.
but his shot calls were nowhere near as close as Moon's. So
Got it.
I would say this is very tricky for coaches and managers to make that kind of
Yeah, that's
decision
right.
because
That's right.
you want the greatest mechanical players that you can because that's a big part of the game. But at the same time,
Yeah,
if he doesn't have a brain, then that's gonna cause some problems.
yeah, yeah. That's one of the that's a temporary fix, right? But what I feel about that is
But that's why I'm very interested with Blacklist system.
yeah,
Even if VYs isn't there, maybe start is a bit shaky.
yeah,
But eventually the play style is there.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think you were the one that said it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
whoever goes in, you adapt to Blacklist,
Exactly.
not Blacklist adapt to you.
Exactly.
So I find that very interesting.
Yeah, because for example, when Kyrie went to Onyx, um, the playstyle of Onyx changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
When Chu SDZYZ left TNC, the playstyle of TNC changed.
Mm-hmm.
When Carl TZ and all the big three was formed in Echo, it was a complete overhaul of the playstyle. And to think that they have the same coaching staff, maybe, or I don't know, maybe. But the thing
Yeah.
is that's when a player comes in, you change. Blacklist, it's the total opposite.
Yeah.
You adapt to the system. It's because the system's rigid.
Yeah.
The system works. It had a championship,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and one thing I gathered from my interview with Boss Rada was it's because they were very intricate with their stat system,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in basically they have records of every single thing.
Okay.
That's why they have enough data to prove and disprove stuff.
What?
They do.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
What?
Dexstar and his team, they're crazy. They're
Yo,
gila.
what the heck?
Man.
Like having enough data to prove and disprove stuff?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
I-
I don't know if Blacklist I don't know if Blacklist does this,
Okay.
but in my team, I know.
No, it's
Yeah, yeah.
it's it's alright.
Let's just say,
Okay.
okay, I know for sure that there was a meta game where the turtle will only give you this amount of gold.
Okay.
So if you trade for a kill on the opposite side of the turtle, you get better gains.
Okay.
But come the first lord, you need to take that or you need to fight that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only possible trade for that is this amount of kills or this amount of turrets
Okay.
and this amount of jungle creeps
Okay.
because you have the mat for it. That's one thing. And then for the case of Blacklist, for example, they know that these two heroes, when played by certain players, will not be good enough. So they have for example, they have a 10-man team. They know that this combination is bad because of the stat says
Okay.
it's bad. And they have, I'm sure, knowing Master the Basics, knowing Bonchan, knowing Dexstar, they know for sure the values of the gold that you get, the EXP that you get. I mean, they haven't told me that, but that's what I assume. Because the way
Dude,
that they
that's
systematically
crazy.
think about stuff.
Dude, not gonna. Maybe it's because of my mental problems, but even there was a time that yes, I took count of every single goal around the map, but even now I can't calculate that. But the fact that they have all the numbers to know, like, no, getting this amount of kills is worth this amount. It's like, dude, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But then again, that's that's what it takes. If that's what it takes to,
That's what I did during the Sea Games run. After
Yeah.
that, I don't know if it's become a norm because during that time it is because we keep losing turtles.
yeah,
So I just like, okay, if we can't win turtles, let's find a way to win something else. So
Yeah.
that's why I did the calculations, but I don't know if other teams are doing that
yeah.
nowadays.
And there's one thing that I wanted to share, right?
Sure.
For example, I don't know if you noticed, but this app of mine was it was implemented in the MPL season 12 for that season, and obviously like people, majority of the people liked it, right?
Yeah.
But there's still naysayers.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
not gonna name names, but I heard it that this doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Understand?
Whatever,
I understand. Yeah.
because they're like that. But during the MPL season 12 playoffs, whatever was shown actually happened in game. Right? There was a
Okay.
game where the early game was good and then the late game was bad, and then the
Yeah,
team
yeah,
went.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Right. So, well, my point being, um, if you think that you can run a team based off on mathematics, it can work. But if you believe in it, but it will not happen if you don't have enough data, and that's the thing with Blacklist. That's why it worked because they have crazy amount of data.
Talking about that gave me a hard. It's like kicking us.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
damn, you could win a game with mathematics. It's like, damn.
Or I guess
Now
for-
I am feeling like I'm the host. I'm the one giving the call.
No, this
I mean,
is about yeah.
To be fair, I do my own podcast as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
I have this character.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no. I mean, like, I don't know why we got into that dynamic.
I
but
can I don't even know if this is the direction you wanted, but this is the direction we're going.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't
Yeah.
know if was this real? Is
I-
this happening?
I
Is this
don't
a
know,
dream?
man.
Anyways, what I'm getting at is what am I getting at actually? Yeah, don't think about it as win with math, but math as an additional tool to help you win.
I would
Yeah.
say it sounds like more like math helps you make those decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You
Yeah.
nailed it.
Because that's I've been learning, like, even though I haven't been coaching, I've
Yeah.
been learning ways to make decision making more consistent.
Yeah.
Where there's some instances where they teach you about how you basically make a system.
Yeah.
If like conditions A and B, if conditions are met, don't
Yeah.
think about it. This is your decision.
Yeah.
For example, it's like you wake up in the morning, you have your coffee first,
Yeah.
and then you play like whatever normal game that you want to play, and then you take a shower.
Yeah.
That's your system, so you don't have to make decisions based off of that because it's already routine. So I'm trying to figure out as well, how do I tell the teams, like,
Yeah.
you guys have to make a system. If conditions A, B, and C is met, say if you have a Faramis, a
Yeah.
Bruno, a Boxer on your team,
Yeah.
at this kind of point, you win 90% of the of other drafts doing a certain kind of
Yeah.
thing. So just do it without even really thinking about it, so that you cut off some time making those decisions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like decision making is very important in game.
Yeah.
So I'm learning habits how to make decision making a little bit better. But those numbers is like,
Yeah.
damn, that's
Yeah, and you
that's a
even
solid way to do it.
we even have like charts. One team that I handle, we have this three T's: turn, take, trade, basically for the turtle or the lord.
A what? A
Uh,
tree? What?
T's: turn, take, trade.
Turn, take, trade.
Turn
Okay.
is this is a very League of Legends kind of thing.
Sure.
Turn is like go on to heroes, like kill the heroes. Take is take the turtle, focus on it, yeah, burst the turtle, take it, burst the lord, take it, like retry. Trade is let's not maybe it's essentially skipping the turtle.
We
because you're-
don't contest it. We
Yeah.
take something
All
else
right.
in.
So
Yeah.
imagine that like turn take trade. Then there's a chart like the rows are like when we have good poke, and the columns were when we when we have good poke, the column is like when we have better heroes or something like
Yeah.
that. Then imagine like what do you do if you have the better heroes at taking the turtle and you have better poke, meaning to say your HP is better.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
have
yeah.
the skills. You you um you turn on heroes before taking the turtles.
Yeah.
That's our decision, for example. That's just an
Understand.
example. This is not the absolute way to win.
I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Now, if we had bad poke, but we have the better heroes, we take the turtle.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that. Something like that. That's this was season 10, so this chart adjusts. That's what I'm
Yeah, I think a simpler way is like, say you have a Lancelot and the opposing side is a Fanny.
yeah, basically, yeah, something
Right?
like that.
You have
That's what do.
advantage on the turtle, so just get the turtle.
Yeah.
If you want to delay that,
Yeah, it's a very programming kind of thing. Like it's
Yeah.
an if else situation.
yes, yes, yes.
I mean, surely that helps, right? But I gotta tell you, like it took months before the team's able to implement it.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, that's the
Because
thing,
I
right?
kind of feel like there's so many scenarios
Exactly.
you have to think about. Yeah.
And players don't pick that up. They might do it in the first turtle, but second and third turtle they forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
for example, we use the Lancelot against Fanny thing when it comes to the turtle, but
Yeah.
that's in a vacuum.
Yeah, that's in a vacuum. Yeah, but
You have to you put into consideration their roamers, their
Yeah.
mid laners, and their habits, how aggressive they are usually in the mid game. But yeah, I understand it takes months because there's so many scenarios that you have to
Exactly.
consider.
yeah, but if you don't do it, then but if you don't start at that base,
That months is gonna take years.
yeah, or might not even get there because you're
Yeah.
already like you're not all teammates anymore.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, you gotta start with something, and what I noticed is for Indonesia, for example, after the disappointments that happened during M3 and then MSC most particularly, if you remember, after MSC, imports in the Philippines now come people season 9 then MSC now season 10 that was the Great Onic Exodus. I call it the Great Onic Exodus,
Okay.
which is like Marky went to BTR, Baloy
Oh
went to Geek
yeah,
Fam,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Kyrie and Kochev went to Onic, Dilar went to Evos,
Yeah.
and Hatred went to uh,
SMG.
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 Yeah.
SMG for a while, and then he went to Cambodia.
Yeah, something like that. Then
Yeah.
Ryota went somewhere in Onyx, stayed in Onyx basically, and then Miko went to next place. So it's like a overhaul, right? And that time there were imports. The stories that I've heard, and I've also observed this, the fundamentals of Indonesian players were bad. They're not essentially wrong, but they're really bad. And
Okay.
according to Baloyski, he had to teach so much stuff. Like even like freezing the lanes, that wasn't a thing in Indonesia until they came.
So for them, it's kind of same as Malaysia, where it's mostly on instinct. Then
Exactly.
yeah, instinct.
It's very very similar. That's the thing.
Serumpun, serumpun.
Serumpun, yeah. So now I have this theory called defaulting, which I got from Valorant or in CS:GO, which is like you gotta your default strategies should be intact. You have to study that alone, and
Mm.
then play by ear during in game, right? So,
Understand?
so
Yeah.
it's like this. You rehearse this defaulting in
Yeah.
your scrims and whatnot. So the defaults of Indonesian teams were not much. So basically, they don't have much strats and they don't know a lot of
So
stuff.
just pick heroes and get as much kills as you can, and then end the game.
Yeah, basically, like be better at team fights. That's
Yeah, 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 yeah.
generally what.
Not gonna lie, quite a few Malaysian teams have that mindset as well.
Yeah,
Just be better at team fights.
yeah, for sure they know that if I'm the Cho, I need to land this at specific time. If I'm the marksman, yeah, I just need to sit back. But
Yeah, wait for the opposing side use all the CC abilities, and then
yeah,
okay, go in.
yeah, I fairly remember like there was this there was this technique that Indonesians didn't know. Like in the gold lane, you can attack the crab, get out, and then immediately get out. With maximum rage, attack the crab and then get out. For you to find out if there's another person hiding in the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
bush.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, basically, like if it moves towards the bush, like, hey, why is it moving
Exactly.
there? Yeah.
Then I think Indonesian gold laners don't know this concept yet. Like you can act as if you have teammates.
Yeah, 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 I understand that concept. Yeah,
Yeah. So all the stuff.
it's like acting like a gank is happening, but no gank is
Yeah.
happening.
And you know why? I I wonder in Malaysia how many scrims they get, because I heard from Hatred before that you don't have a lot of scrims.
No, no, it's a team thing. Generally,
Okay.
it's three a day.
3 a day. Yeah.
Because I think RSG is the one that is obsessive with scrims to the point where it legit became a burnout for the players,
Okay.
and they perform much worse. It was like 4 or 5 times a day.
Whoa.
Yeah, 4 or 5 times a
Hey,
day.
that's too much.
It's unheard of, right?
Yeah.
And even I thought it was like maybe they're just like exaggerating. And then they told me their schedule. They basically they want at least one time a day where they can watch anime or something, and they couldn't anymore. Because usually what RSG does is after the regular season ends, even though it's a public holiday, we have this called Raya, where you basically spend time with family. It's like the Christmas for us. Yeah, they're not allowed to go.
Yeah.
But with Todak, now, because Toda is the one that experiments a lot with system.
Yeah.
The latest that I heard, maybe even before this season, it was season 11, twice a day. Sometimes even once a day.
Yeah. See,
But interestingly enough, it worked for them. Like they were really strong that season.
it's the I mean like whatever works, right? But I think that what I'm getting at here is the idea of repetition, which I think a team that is very instinctual, it that relies on instincts to win, kind of means that they don't have a system that allows them for repetition. So you have to have enough repetition. That's what I say. Like the only reason why how you can hone your sword if you constantly like
Yeah.
do it. And
How much is the regular for Philippines?
three
3, okay.
three best of 3 4 games.
Yeah,
per
3
game.
4 games. Yeah.
But I think that reviews happen more in the Philippine team. Philippine team.
Can I say about this about
Okay.
having Filipino coaches in Malaysia?
Okay. Yeah, I don't yeah. It's your show.
Oh, thank you. Welcome. It's so traumatizing as well. Whenever we have a team that gets a Filipino coach or Filipino players and everything like that, and it's not as advertised. We don't want to badmouth all that has come to us, but it's so weird when outside region coaches came in, they find the scrims, and then that's it. I would
Yeah.
assume they're gonna do like post game analysis, like this is where you did wrong, this is where you
Yeah.
did wrong, blah blah blah. So this is the game plan for the next one.
Yeah.
It's very weird for me to hear that some
Yeah.
teams don't do that, and I'm like, okay, that's probably the Malaysian teams that don't care that much. Like, no, they had a Filipino coach. I'm like, wait, what? Excuse me?
I see.
Yeah. So it's like for me, as a Malaysian, believe you me, we like Malaysia as a culture. We have a lot of races and stuff, so we are very welcoming having imports coming
Yeah.
in. But now some teams are having a bit of a bad taste in their mouth where they're like,
Yeah.
we're willing to spend money, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you got to make it worth it, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's hard to kind of.
And it's not like you can filter them out because not everyone everyone would just say like, oh yeah, they're okay, they're good and
Yeah.
everything, and then maybe because they come into Malaysia, maybe they don't like the management or anything. That's why they don't take it that seriously.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different factors that can be
Yeah.
put in.
Man, I'm sorry that that happened actually, because if anything, that infuriates me. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, like, can I just say, like, not all imports are good actually.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
we had to learn it the hard way. Again, no shade on
Yeah.
all of those imports coming in, but we have to be honest at
No,
this point. Like
yeah.
as a Malaysian, I want to win.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We got to be open about this.
That's what I felt like. Whatever Homeboys did. So we can jump now into.
Sure.
'Cause we're
We're
MSC
jumping
happened-
all over the place. Yeah.
Season 12 was the most entertained I was watching MLBY because the
Mhm.
content you have, and you you mentioned that you wanted to do those taunts, and I loved it. I loved
I
every
did not
bit of
thought the players would take it to heart, but they did.
man.
And legit, I talked to players like, yeah, for some reason we don't want to lose.
Yeah. See?
Like even Team Secret is able to beat SMG at that point, and Secret was number
Yeah.
10, and
and
SMG
then
was number
Zico
1.
does the
Yeah, like here's the thing. Taunting can be bad, but if you use it as a motivational factor, it's like this is where Zico is like, yo, guys,
yeah.
we have to win this one. I
Yep.
don't care they're number 1.
Yeah. So, anyways, season 2 was great, and I felt that I thought that RSGMY could do it, but then Homeboys won, and I felt that
RSG, man.
RSG, right?
RSG, man.
But let's
Number 1 in the regular season
Yeah.
and then completely flop come.
yeah,
Oh, dude.
man. Then
I love
Homeboys.
RSG,
I
but-
thought Homeboys. I think I mentioned this many times, but whatever Homeboys did, like importing Indonesian instead of
Yeah,
Filipinos, was a genius move.
Yeah.
And it's great. And I thought that I told you this before. I genuinely
Yeah.
thought that M5 is Homeboys' year, it's M-Boys
Yeah.
year.
I was hoping all of Malaysia. That's why this hurts a little bit more than last year.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, like to go like that, and then that's the thing, right? MPLID, very impressive.
Very impressive. Very.
Uh, MPLI, not ID. MPLI, very impressive. Day one group stage, I was like, oh my god, okay, yeah, Homeboys is
Yeah.
the bomb. They're like, "Nah."
Yeah.
I love them. I love Zorn. I love Homeboys. I know that they will get at least top 3
Yeah.
after day one. After day one. Then there was a long break. What happened, man?
Yeah.
What happened? Did they?
My personal observation, there are a few things. They quote unquote blame the long wait time, making it so that they lost the momentum. But I feel like even they know that they're just saying that for the fans.
Yeah. That's a.
For them, you know, whenever they're doing their vlogs and like
Yeah.
even for us doing content, sometimes we accidentally say something we shouldn't. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
we're kidding.
Yeah.
We kid.
Yeah.
Two things.
Mm-hmm.
One is the draft.
I agree. That the Devo drafts were,
Yeah.
questionable.
Everyone in Malaysia questioned the draft.
Yeah.
Number two, Zorn has this tendency where the greater the pressure of the match is, the worse his performance. And internationally, you can see that during the SEA Games, when during the grand finals and during the best of one, Zorn played differently.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when Zorn was playing against Geek Fam, where perhaps he feels more comfortable because that's like his old team or whatever, he played spectacular.
yeah. Okay.
And then TOB, no matter which hero he used, he was super scared. And there's even to the point where in
Got it.
Malaysia, we're thinking that Zorn wants to retire because he cannot handle his anxiety.
Okay.
Like he has all of the symptoms of mentally not being okay. Shaky hands, eyes starting getting blurry and everything
Yeah.
like that. And it's one of those things where once he gets into a hole, he
Yeah.
can't get himself out. and the
Man.
whole team had to suffer because when he does well, the team does well. When he doesn't do anything, the team is like,
Yeah.
wait, what are you doing? Why are you skipping A, B, and C? Why are you going straight for D? We're
Yeah.
not ready yet.
Sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that about
Yeah.
Zorn specifically because
He's going through some sickness that
yeah.
the family has tried a lot. Like they went to hospitals and everything like that. They met different kind of doctors and no solution as of yet. Even
I'm
even
very sorry to hear that.
even finding like uh religious
Got
kind of
it.
even that has not done anything for him yet.
I'm very sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Whew, that's intense. And yeah, I guess, people easily say that Homeboys is bad, that's why they lost. And Homeboys were overconfident, that's why they lost. And then they hear
I
this.
don't think they were overconfident. I
Yeah.
feel like it's the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, but that is what people
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
That is easily the response that people will do.
Yeah.
Hit on Sword or hit on Homeboys because of their confidence. Then hearing about that, come on, man. I mean, for all the viewers out there,
Zorn played since season
yeah,
one. It's his dream. And the moment he got to the point of his dream, he botched it.
yeah,
He struggled for 12 seasons, man. I feel bad for the guy. Like the moment he became champion was the season that M1 didn't exist. If he became champion, one more extra season, he could have represented Malaysia. He could have achieved his dream, and he could have
yeah.
been happy. But yeah, it's his journey.
It's his journey. Shout out to Zorn. Man, I'm sorry to hear about their story, but do remember that you made a fan of, even before hearing this story. I'm already a big fan of Zorn, and I adore that guy. Adore his personality. I wish you the best, man. Come on, that's a difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After this talk, maybe even tomorrow, gonna help with Daddy as much as I
Yeah.
can with the team.
yeah. Now, I wonder, how big is Mobile Legends in Malaysia right
Number
now?
one.
It's still number one. Imagine like
Number two is so far behind.
yeah, okay. Imagine having being number one, but
Yeah.
that probably adds to the pressure that
It's crushing the scene. In Malaysia, everyone is asking for no more MPL.
why?
That
Oh, that's
basically
an exaggeration. Yeah.
no that
Why?
the con is like we lost to a region without an MPL. Might as well give the region without the MPL an MPL.
Ah, okay, I get it. I
Yeah, so
get
it's
it.
like we don't deserve it anymore. Give it to
Yeah.
another team. They can do something better with it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's like
Man.
because Homeboys is the crowd favorite. Everyone loves the team, and with love comes hate.
Yeah, for sure.
So backlash there, but I myself am very appreciative that the owner, Daddyhood, he's not slowing down. He's moving faster and is like, dude, I don't care. I want to win.
Yeah.
If it takes next season, then I'm gonna wait for next season.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that he hasn't lost hope. He's just like, I'm just gonna be sad for one day. Which is
Yeah.
we were talking about winners.
Yeah.
He has the same kind of mindset. It's like he only limits one day. He cannot be sad for 2 days because he has to move on.
That's funny that you mentioned that because
What?
that was our mantra in MP with coachship.
Oh really?
Just be sad for one day.
And then just go
Let's
like
move.
normal.
Yeah. Move on afterwards. You cannot. Yeah. You have the right to be depressed for one day,
Yeah.
but tomorrow I expect you to forget about it. Man, that's great.
That's why I still have high hopes because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah.
that kind of mentality. When he said that, because I was worried for him because
Yeah.
I see him as my friend. He
Yeah.
is my mentor and my friend. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be sad. I'm gonna be a little bit
Yeah.
more sensitive about how I approach him. But he's like, oh, he's
Yeah.
okay. Then okay, if you're okay, then I'm gonna
Yeah.
help you out any way that I can.
Yeah. After whatever happened with Homeboys, you immediately went to social media and posted about. I remember your Instagram, like you're asking questions. What are your suggestions? I did not understand it because it's in
Yeah, it's
Bahasa
similar.
Malay.
It's similar. Yeah,
But I
yeah.
kind of get it. Like there are keywords like boot camp. There are keywords like scrim.
Yeah.
Number of scrims. There.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
keywords like imports, right? So I kind of wanted to ask you as we head into the
Hmm.
few ending parts of this podcast. What have you learned so far from listening to the people?
One thing that I have been asking for a very long time that I myself have experienced, but I don't think other teams have experience, which is boot camping
Okay.
physically in a different region.
Okay.
I felt it during SEA Games, and we were boot camping at Archangel,
Oh, really? I did not know this.
and
I did not know this.
there were EVOS as well.
I did not know
So in
this.
one boot camp, it was two teams for all. It was
It was
Bosco.
it was a big boot camp because I know the Archangel boot camp. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
big one.
First of all, crazy low paying. That was amazing. But when we were there, we experienced how they trained.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we learned, like, we see it, front of us. Like, screaming is one thing, but you have to be there physically to see, like, how do they eat? When do they wake up? How does the coach
Yeah, yeah,
talk to
yeah.
them and everything like that? And then even Evos was there, and then we all, ate and everything like that. And then
That's amazing.
I had zero knowledge as a coach. Just one boot camp that wasn't that long. It wasn't that long. I learned way much more, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
even in the hotel, I was able to talk to Coach Panda actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
But yeah, we had that boot camp, and I feel like at this point, all of the teams they need to go to Indonesia, spend 1 week, go to the Philippines, spend 1 week or
Yeah.
something. At least 1 week. If you say, oh, budget is gonna be a thing, at least 1 week. Learn
That's
more or
what it
less, and then
takes.
just go back.
I mean, like, let's just say, okay, think about it this way: if we spend twice, uh, let's just say a comparison. For example, if we spend 100K USD for this 1 month of boot camp in the Philippines, you would gain more for that 100K than spending the 100K for a spread out 6 months.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what-
yeah. No,
yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I hope that you guys get what I just said. Like,
Yeah, basically, it's like 1 month of boot camp in the Philippines is worth more than 100 scrims.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I mean, it's not absolute. We're not saying like it's the Philippines, but the point is, yeah, boot camping to
Anyway, yeah.
an ideal
Myanmar.
scenario. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's something that I have been quite vocal about,
Yeah.
and most of the fans have been very vocal about. So
Yeah.
that's number one, boot camp. The other one is everyone keeps bringing up about Demon Kai, about him saying that the work ethic in Malaysia
Okay.
isn't the best.
But yeah, do you know any details on why he said that?
No, I haven't been able
Yeah.
to talk to him. I haven't been able to talk to RG for a while, but the consensus is that the coaches are being lenient with some of the
Okay.
mistakes that the players make.
Well,
Because as far as I know, this is from outside, and I would guess my own experience. There is a player, amazing player, star syndrome kind of situation where is untouchable, and that player holds a very key role in enabling turtles and lords.
okay.
Right, so as a jungler, Demon Kite, he wants this role to do what needs to be done for him to secure all of the objectives.
Right.
If that role doesn't do it, then he can't do it. So I kind of feel like he is upset that the coach is being lenient to that
Got
player
it, got
just
it.
because the KDA is good, just
Yeah.
because everyone loves him, that kind of thing.
And that is rooted again to the fact that you're not good at identifying the problems.
Yeah,
So you have to
I agree.
identify the problems first. So I guess maybe at the end
I
of-
would say it's like my observation as a caster. But if I, as a caster, can kind of see it, even I haven't talked to Demon Kai, that's my observation. If I talk to him and it turns out to be true, then
yeah.
something needs to be done. Like,
Yeah.
if a caster can see it, professional team should be able
Yeah.
to see it.
I guess at this point, like we know that the talent is there for Malaysia, but you just need coaches, and yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, maybe importing coaches from the Philippines will be good. I'm thinking like maybe importing from Indonesia might be better, just because you
This language barrier.
the
and stuff.
language bar is immediately taken out. Maybe invest in a translator, perhaps if you want to get a
Hey.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if it helps, right? I mean,
Yeah.
everything to help. But that's the point. I think for Malaysia, I'm happy to hear that he would still wants to take over for the next season. I'm happy to hear
Personally, I'm looking forward to another king coming into the scene
that's also important.
because the kings are willing to
Yeah, yeah,
invest.
they need more.
Yeah.
So there's that, and I'm happy to hear that. And uh, this is I hope that people will start understanding Malaysia more. Like because the when I when
Let me
for
just say as well, isn't this so weird? We hate each other on that, but now we're just
yeah,
like
exactly.
out of character.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
where
just us being like super chill,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then people are
super
like,
chill.
don't they hate each other?
That's right. Well, but no,
Spoilers, it's just for the
spoilers.
camera.
No, I
Yeah.
think. Hey.
What?
Okay, now that you open it up,
Okay.
I think there's actually a little truth to it.
Okay.
Would you
In
say?
in what sense?
You know that
When you
act,
cast,
yeah,
they actually lose.
you, in a way that when I'm casting and you see it, you're actually like scared, legit scared, right? I think that that emotion at least
It's
it took
like
through.
after one or two times, it's like, okay, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
Even I talked to Moonton, I was like, yo, Moonton, you
Yeah.
gotta adjust this a bit. I mean, like, this is unfair.
Yeah, yeah,
You give an impossible buff.
exactly. Like I think we were
Like,
talking
how can homeboys lose?
exactly. I mean,
No shit to TOB, of course, but it's like, come
on.
Like you defeated Gig Fam and then lost to everyone else.
exactly. That's the disconnect that
Right?
you defeated Geek Fam in
2-0.
MPLI and MP and
And
M5.
F5, 2-0.
A total of 3-0. Imagine. Imagine. And then Geek Fam proceeds to win with not their main roster.
Yes.
Right?
Dude, what is up with the power scaling of M5? It's all over the place.
So that's a topic for a
Yeah,
different
sure,
podcast
whatever,
for
but
sure. So what we can at least recap from what we just talked about. We talked about a lot of stuff, and I hope that you guys enjoyed because I enjoyed. Do you know that we've been talking for 1 hour 40 minutes already?
If you said 1 minute, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, what the?
Yeah.
1 hour 40.
Yeah, 1 hour 40. That's
I
how
thought it
long-
was just scratching 1 hour.
Yeah, but that's why I enjoyed time talking with you, and I hope that we basically like. Yeah, I hope that Malaysia does well. And if there's anything else you wanted to say about like, because for me personally, I'm excited to see what Daddyhood and the rest will be doing for the next season. I do hope that you find good coaches. I hope that you find good boot camps if that works. I
Yeah.
hope that it works because I think theoretically it should work.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that that Mobile Legends is the biggest thing in Malaysia. Yeah,
Good and bad.
good and bad. Yeah, for sure. You know.
But yeah, it's number one for sure. I'm hearing Honor of Kings is coming soon
Yeah.
to Malaysia. I want to see if that can be a competitor. But I would have to say, all the love for Homeboys. But
Yeah.
for Malaysia, I'm a fan of this team. It is RSG.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for so long for them to do well, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that Demon Kite is not there,
Yeah,
I am interested to know who is going to be the next jungler, though.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of talent in Malaysia, but you need you. I think that coaching staff should be. It brings.
We got the
brings,
bronze, not the brains.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I don't know. I mean, I think you got the bronze and the brains. You don't have discipline.
Sure.
That's what I gathered from what you just told me.
So it's mostly like disciplinary
Mostly like
problems.
discipline. Maybe the reason why Demon Kite mentioned that that they were
The work ethic thingy.
the work ethic thing. Work ethic immediately that the response to my head is like work ethic equals discipline. Yeah.
True. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, makes sense.
I mean it. To be fair, I can see that in Malaysian games.
Where it's like it's not discipline, but you have to admit it makes it entertaining.
That's true.
It's
That's
entertaining,
true.
but it's not
Come on,
discipline.
come on. If there's anything
Yeah.
like that's why I want to watch Malaysian games because it's like
Why did you do that? But at the same time, that's cool.
that's cool. Why did you do that? How did you get away with that? That's
Yeah.
That is my immediate response.
Yeah.
How did they get away with it? But it's
Should you take that 1v3? No.
Yeah.
You got 2 kills after that?
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, I guess that's what you need to work on, and I hope that we as the community find ways to improve that.
To all the Filipinos, hope you guys support Malaysia as well. And don't worry, it's on 3 calls, even we find it annoying sometimes.
Hey, no, I think we love watching.
I personally love it, but it's like people love it when he wins.
yeah.
the
You're
moment he
right.
loses. And then
You're right. You're right.
all the TP haters are coming in.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
see, you keep recalling it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh man, love this episode so much. I do hope that the viewers also watch it. I hope that you loved talking to me.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned more for this one than me saying stuff. This is a therapy session.
Yeah, that's
I'm just getting off a lot of things off my chest, and you're like, well, it sounds like a discipline problem. It's like, oh, okay.
that. It is funny because Gideon also called this the therapy session.
Yeah.
And this is caster's therapy actually.
Caster's
Podcast-
therapy, yeah.
Podcast star caster's therapy. You know?
Yeah, it's like our job is to talk, but
Yeah.
usually the things that we talk about is filtered.
yeah, like it's you know, it's like, oh, where is Laphel? When is Laphel casting? So it's always like the question, when is Wolf casting? It's never. How is Laphel?
Yeah.
How is Wolf?
Yeah.
How is Laphel?
I'm doing a movement thingy about mental health awareness in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Hope it's going well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, we joke about a lot of stuff, but you know, we got problems too.
Yeah, this is my meds. This is
And
legit.
you're you're very much open to
Yeah.
sharing this. Yeah.
No, I feel like it's just because some people they don't take the step to better themselves just because they're scared.
Yeah.
If I show like even I do it, if I
Yeah.
find a therapist and everything like that, then hopefully that gives the courage for people to, because during a cast, I had a friend pass away.
Is this real?
Yes.
What is this?
Yes.
What's this?
Yes.
What is this?
So very 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 short story.
Okay.
Just today during M5 had an interview with media, and they were asking about the whole earthquake situation. And then they're like, how do you handle like an emergency like that? But you guys acted like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's like, in my casting career, I've received a lot of bad news during casting, and I had to pretend like nothing happened. And one of them is a person that recommended me the therapist. He died, and he was much younger than me.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's
this
like
is just recently.
last year.
Man,
It was
sorry
last
to
year.
hear that.
It was last year. It affected me quite a bit
Yeah.
because other people didn't seem to care.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, why did he die? He's supposed to work today. And then
Man,
I'm
that's
there. I'm
intense.
like, dude, he.
That was intense.
Yeah, so I was casting, and then it's like, okay, and then during the makeup, I cried and everything, and then the makeup artist was like, hey, what's wrong? I was like, nah, it's nothing. It's stupid.
Yeah.
So because of that, it's like I've had people in my life didn't survive this kind of thing, so I don't want other people to.
Yeah.
Because the person that died doesn't feel it. It's the people around them that
For
feels
sure,
it. Yeah.
for
So
sure.
I just any way that I can help people out there, don't go to the extreme. If you can save yourself, save yourself.
Yeah. And we're here to talk. There will be people
Yeah.
who care for you.
A bit dark. Sorry, we're talking about coaching stuff, but yeah.
I don't know how we got to this.
I just showed my meds, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden I just remember it's like, oh yeah, I had
Yeah.
a friend die. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's intense.
Sorry, man. Dude.
That's intense.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
No, I mean like one. First of all, congratulations, Laphel, for winning the Greatest Talent Award.
Thank you.
Deserve it.
Don't feel I deserve it, but I appreciate it.
You
Thank
do, you do. And now that you've shared stuff that you had to go through, that's just scratching the surface. I feel sorry about that, and I'm happy as well that you powered through it. And it's just, I just want to thank you, man. I love working with you. That's why
I love working with you.
Yeah. So
Inspiration to be an analyst.
yeah, let me just end this podcast with a story. Like when we did M2, I think that was
First time we worked together.
first time we worked together. The group stages we were working because the analysts were like isolated basically. Yeah,
And I would say during that time, the analyst segment was still an experimentation by me.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then we did the two-man analyst
Two-man,
thing,
yeah.
which is wow. That was the first time ever that I got good reception from like actual like majority was good reception about the analysis because typically like people will just hate on the analysis
And
and
people
will not watch.
people don't care, yeah.
Yeah, people don't care, but the dynamic between the two of us was amazing, and I always I will always thank you for that, and yeah, it's inspiring. And so congratulations and thank you, and
Thank you.
hopefully you power through all of that you've been going through, because
Yeah.
we still want you here. We gotta keep you. That's the end of the podcast. Anything you wanna promote to the people out there?
Um, if you want to be anything, be whatever you want to be. Just be the best, and you'll get through everything. Thank
Yep.
you very much
All right,
for
man. Yep. So
inviting me.
this is just part one of interviewing Laphel. Hopefully, before he leaves the Philippines, I'm gonna milk out the all the interviews with him for part two. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. That's Laphel and the Wolf signing off.
Bye bye.